So, as you know, I've been working on this. Well, I don't know if I've been working on it too much. Got this John Deere in, and it's a 2002 John Deere X320. Like that matters. I mean, I see all these YouTubers, you know, doing lawnmower repair, and they're always talking about, I got the X320. Well, who cares? There's like a million different numbers. How many people have the X320? I don't know. Regardless, had to do a service on it, but then he wanted me to change the belt on the deck, and the deck turned out had a ton of issues, so I had to order all those parts after, you know, I had it all off. So he gave it to me on a Friday, so he wants it by tomorrow, which is Saturday. But I told him that's just not possible. There's just too much wrong with this. He wants to give it to his daughter in really good condition, so he wants it running well. So, you know, you just got to give me time. I got to get the parts. So anyway, he wanted a new hood, and the hood was $400, and I just wasn't going to take the financial risk on that. I mean, the hood, this is the old hood. It's broken half here. I only got half of it. The other half's over here. So, and there's supposed to be a hole here, but this gaping break here, that's all missing. So I told him he's going to have to order it, and I sent him the link to order it, and he ordered it. Well, it came last night. So he said, hey, can I bring it over after 5 o'clock? I said, yeah. Now, when somebody says that to me, I think, after 5, maybe 5:30, 5:45, 6 at the latest. No, after 5 means 7:30. I don't get people. I sure wouldn't do that. I've tried to make it as close as 5 as possible. Others don't. I'm I guess the only person in the world that actually tries to stick to a reasonable time. So, I mean, it's dark. It was getting dark. So he brings the hood over. Now, there is some assembly required. You got to take some old pieces off the old hood. So what you got to take off is the front grille, and on the inside there's a shroud, the black shroud here. You got to take off the brackets and the yellow decorative things. You got to take off too. So the only thing you're getting is the green here. So even the stickers, I took the stickers off, carefully took the stickers off the old one, peeled it off, and put it on the new one. Well, then this is a bumper is what they call it, and when I went to put it on, it just fell apart in my hands. So I tried to glue it, and that didn't look good. So I ordered another one. That's gonna be $40 just for that piece alone, and it doesn't say John Deere. If it says John Deere, it went up to $150. So I figured, nah, I'm not gonna spend 150 bucks on that. And it doesn't match. The color doesn't match. So I mean, this is so pretty and shiny. I mean, look at the difference. Isn't that crazy? How, I don't know if you can pick it up in the camera. Yeah, probably. Now, if you look at where the sticker was, it is shinier there, so that does tell me that the hood used to be shiny, but it's degraded over the years. If you leave these out in the sun, this is what happens to them. They start to get fragile and break, and they change color. So, I mean, I'll try to wash the tractor itself, but it's not going to shine as pretty as this. It's going to be mismatched. But I just took some Gorilla Glue and glued that back on. What's neat is the original OEM one has the little tabs here. They kind of mark where it goes. This one didn't, so I just had to kind of guess where to put it. But I wanted to make sure I got it back on there, because there's nothing else on the lawnmower anywhere that identifies it as an X320. And that's pretty important when you want to order parts. So this is going to be here Monday, so it'll show up the same time as the pulley and the belt and everything for the mower. I bought a belt from John Deere, but they sent me the wrong size. Now get this, I returned it, but they want $6.99 for return shipping fees. It was their mistake. So I just don't see that as being my fault. There's one of the dogs. She is so much happier. Her tail is up, and she's bouncy, and just all, she's even kind of getting playful. I mean, she still won't come over and get petted, but you can tell that we need to buy her a ball, because I bet she would chase a ball. She looks so much healthier. Her hair is growing back. Now, she had a few week head start with us, taking care of her. You come over here, this one's still got a lot of recovery to do. Her hair's still thin. She's got bald spots on her hind side. I mean, she's getting fatter, but look, she's so tired. And Carolyn said she was crying all night, so she's probably, I don't know, sick, or the flea bites is finally getting to her. We're gonna buy her a flea collar. Now, she's more sociable. You can pet this one, but certainly is, and they're well behaved too. When they first showed up together, they would bark at anything that what came on to the on the street. Or so one guy threw a rock at her as he was walking by. So I started trying to corral them in, and it only took 2 or 3 tries, and now they listen. All you gotta do is say, hey, come on back, and they come back. So that was pretty good. Another stray dog was walking over there in the woods, and they started barking, and I went, hey, hey, and they both calmed down. So they listen pretty good. Forget what else it is that Carolyn thought that they listened to. So they're, it's going to take time. I looked it up a while back, but Carolyn went ahead and looked it up again last night. It could take years for them to recover, mentally from the trauma of all this. We don't know if they've been abused, so we'll just keep trying to take care of them. I guess we're going to keep them. This is the only thing we can think of. We'll put them in the camper, and we'll just keep them in the kitchen part of the camper. I don't want them going all around on that linoleum. And then we'll try to hang blankets up and different things, try to insulate it the best we can. So, and then maybe put the bedding down. And hopefully they won't go potty on the floor too much, but if they do, it'll be on the linoleum. And then we can just go. The thing is that the linoleum lifts up. It's not attached to the floor. So it wouldn't be that hard to clean if they make a mess in there. We can just lift it up, bring it outside, and spray it off with the pressure washer, maybe put a little bleach on it. So it just rolls right up. So that won't be hard to clean. It looks like they put it down, but we'll block all this up. I don't want them tearing the camper up and making it really nasty, but because I still want to work in here and whatever. So, but if we can keep them warm and try to potty train them, I guess. With this being such a small spot, they may not go potty in here. And, I'll just come down every few hours and let them out to go potty. Try to get them on a leash, so, because I don't want to chase them down every time. And just walk them around here. But we got a few months, hopefully, before we have to worry about that. And by that time, they may even be more tame. We'd be able to get a leash on the white one pretty easy. But that brown one, even though she's happier and more playful, she still doesn't want to be touched. Carolyn can touch her, but she won't let me come close to her. She lets me get close to her, but just not touching close, I guess is the best way to put it. So we suspect they've had some trauma. And so this morning, Skitty wanted outside pretty bad. And what I have been doing is I'll pick her up, put her on the bed, and then I'll start petting her. Well, usually I only have to pet her for a couple seconds, and she's already forgotten that she wanted to go outside. So I don't know, I've done that 2 or 3 times, and that hasn't been an issue. But this morning it was an issue. It didn't work. I'd pet her for a minute, and she'd be okay for a few minutes, and then she'd get back down and went back outside. So I don't know, she did 2 or 3 times, and I picked her up, and then I just petted her relentlessly. Normally, she wants me to pet her, then she'll start to walk away from me, and that means that she's done petted, you know, done with being petted. That's always what it's meant, always. And as soon as I stop petting, she'll sit. She sits for maybe 3 or 4 minutes and then lays down and eventually goes to sleep. Of course, that whole time she's purring. Well, this time I was petting her and she'd start to walk away from me. And instead of allowing her to walk away from me, I just kept petting her. I'd hold her back. I wouldn't let her leave. And she did that 2 or 3 times, then she laid down, and I just kept petting her. And that seemed to work. So the very last time she decided, okay, I'm going to get down, I'm done being petted. And I don't know, this lasted 10 minutes, which is much longer than what she normally wants petted for. So I forced the petting. And by that time, she had forgotten that she went outside. She went back underneath the bed and went to sleep. So hopefully we can get her trained not to go outside anymore. But, yeah, I don't know how well cats can see during the day, but she really can't see well. We'll have food laying on the bed for her, and she won't see it. Yesterday, we was eating a piece of chicken, and I put a piece of chicken down in front of her, and she saw me put my hand down there, but then when I left the chicken, she couldn't find the chicken. She sniffed around for a second, and then was back to begging, and I had to put my finger and tap the floor where the chicken was. And then she knew that she needed to sniff there. She sniffed, and she was able to eat the chicken. So I do think that her sight must be getting bad. And we don't know how old she is. I mean, she was a stray also. I'm sure you might remember when we first got her, we took her in to get her fixed. And, you know, that was $200, whatever it was, to get her fixed. And the vet calls us and says, your cat doesn't have a uterus. Really? So she'd already been fixed in the past, and he went ahead and charged us, of course, all those fees to have her fixed again, even though she was already fixed. And so I Googled it after we got her home and realized how terrible this is. I mean, she was, you know, under anesthetic for a day. It was terrible. I hated it. So I looked it up. Vets should be able to see that before they cut into them that they're already fixed. Apparently that's pretty easy to figure out. So I was pretty upset with them. We'll never use them again, ever. We'll find another vet. So this is going to cost a fortune. I just don't even understand why anybody would spend this much money on a mower. It is insane. So I mean, $400 nearly just on the hood by itself. I don't get it. Somebody said in my comment section that it's cheaper to rebuild this one than it is to go get a new one. And yeah, I agree with that. Except eventually this is going to wear out and it won't be cheaper anymore. So, you know, you got 800 hours on it. The life expectancy of these are only about 1,000 hours. So you got 200 hours. Is it really worth putting $500-600 into 200 hours? Maybe. I guess it could be. I mean, people buy used lawnmowers for $500, so yeah, I mean, the commenter may be right. I don't think I would have spent that much on it. Certainly not for a hood. I don't know if I had to put a hood on it. I know it looks ugly, but you know, that's the thing, is the Beast over there is a cheaper lawnmower. It's a Craftsman. It's got a metal hood. So, and John Deere puts these plastic hoods on them, and they break, notoriously break, and I know why. So they can sell new ones. Same with the seat. Seat's expensive. So I hope his daughter likes it. We got the PTO switch fixed. Turn that on. Should be able to hear it. Yep, so it's still working. Got that new switch yesterday. So it's got all its markings on it. The old one had all wore off. So I'm going to jump off here. So if you'll go over there and click on that up next box, it'll take you over to my other channel. Really appreciate you go check it out. And there's a hyper button down there. I'd really appreciate it if you click that. Try to hype those videos so I can get some extra recognition. So hope I can inspire you. Taking a stray, so you live your dreams. Thanks for watching.